Hey Jackie.
Can she hear us?
Yeah,
Can you hear us?
yeah, I can hear you.
Cool.
How are you feeling?
Actually, I'm sick. I'm not so fine.
Okay. Okay. So you will see the first section. I will upload the video after that, so you didn't really miss a lot.
Okay, that's fine.
And now we will do actually kind of an exercise about what we covered in the first section.
Okay.
It will be a little bit difficult for you, I think, because you weren't here in the first 2 hours. But yeah, try actually to catch up a little bit.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So I will share my screen. You can screen my screen.
Yeah, I can see.
Like now, we talked about you guys trying it for having a crack at it for like I don't know, 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah. So you will try to build the same country.
Yeah, that's me.
Like creating the basically creating that stateful class that basically is counting every second.
Yeah.
So you will create this.
Basically,
Yeah, you will create the same counter here. So we have a counter. So we create React component. I will delete the random. So you will create a clock component, or you name it whatever you want, and this component actually will render this to the screen. A counter that not a counter like timer or like time that will get updated. Okay, so it will be an exercise for you for the next.
Okay.
and we can like go around.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you have 15 or 20 minutes to do that. Create the same component that I've created.
So create a project, create files. I mean, it's a normal process of doing so.
Yeah, we have create up and you will do it.
Oh yeah. Otherwise, it will always show up on stuff. Now to make sure you're welcome. Yes, so you can start by create function, start button, or you can just use the folder that you have in this project. Is it okay? You have already pushed this to that, or you can so where do you have it? So you can just create a new folder.
Everyone is working now. Is it fine?
Then just open the folder here.
Up to you. You can create new using
Yeah,
old
the
one.
files, with the files you folder.
You can create just new component. The file.
Open.
Up to you.
Yeah. Folder. Okay. So now you create a folder called sort. Folder, no, that's a file. Folder. And inside there, create a file. Yeah, for now it's something basically similar to what we've done in the Walmart. Right, you can start by importing eggs, importing all that stuff. Yeah. It's important. Import. Correct. You have to name what you're importing. So we have to what are your imports?
Do everything that you did up there.
What?
No.
We have to do everything.
First thing was
I don't understand.
Replicate everything that you were just completed up there.
Yeah, like the clock component. It's not everything, you just need to build the clock. If you have a better way on how to build it, do it. I want the clock component where it shows the time. But it's better to just follow the steps that I did. I think that's what you should kind of know.
so in the two problem you also want to
Write those steps down.
What?
I didn't write those steps down.
You don't need to write the steps, but remember the
From React on.
we used state and stuff like that.
Yes, there's a couple things I completely kind of threw like super and say, I kind of.
Yeah, we said that we create
Yeah, you could also do
yeah, you get prompts and you would pass the prompts. That's it. It's not really something you need to kind of overthink it. Okay. So we just create like another function like the render or the constructor.
So I created this one called counter. That JSON folder. I've exported it. I've imported it.
Right?
Yeah, so that's the CS file, not the CSS file. The JavaScript file, I guess, is the.
Yeah, this is just as far as the problem so far.
Yeah, but this one like never kind of put the code in Java because this will you need to return something. Just return any
Yeah, you
function.
can see.
Hello. So you can actually rewrite and see if your code is working.
Okay.
No, wait.
And see if hello is actually working.
It's done in the index. You can. You see, it's down like all the way. You can use it. Like before. So we can just it has to be exactly the same way. And now you can create the render function. You can call it. Not call it. No, this one. Yeah, call it. Yeah.
Sometimes you need to come. Are you exporting it? Yeah,
Yeah, you can, no, you need to be inside the no, sorry. render the. Can you show me the clock settings? No, we look at the analysis from. This is the rendering. Into the ROM. Content is here, it's not inside the folder. In this case, you don't need to render the app, you can render just the clock because we use the clock. This is the app, we are in the app, so we render the clock. Or you can use the same structure, but to use the same structure, then create an index file, we need to call the index file with the app, you understand? You can always have whichever structure you want. If you have the same structure, then you just this is where you need to copy this.
You just go back again.
You need to index what you want.
So counter will define. Middle.
Paste here. You remove this last line.
So it's a capital.
Because we're using it and also this one. No, not this import service over there. Okay. Okay, now you have the app. The app is very important. Needs to be. So this is the index file. It's a file that is rendered the app component.
Yeah.
In the DOM. Then you go to the app component. So they can remove the render because the render is going to be done in the index file. So you remove that. You remove that here from that. Yeah, you can see there. So now we're going to have the normal structure of the component. So it can be basically class as component. The class will be
Why you're copying it?
the code will be the class. This yeah, you can do that.
Yeah. But when copying it,
Yeah, so the name of this class will be app.
because you're copying the component. So just create a
Okay, to have it like this, you need to import there. You need to import the component. Yeah.
No, but you need to create it.
No. You need to have a comma. Comma? After the exactly. And then component. With a big C. All in programming stuff are always case sensitive. You have to be very watchful for that. Case stuff are case sensitive. So yes, the component with the big C, you call it the big C. You need to import the big C. It's very
Yeah, I can program stuff already. Just
has to be
you want the code?
So basically you can have a program if you're not following the case sensitivity. You have a program that doesn't work because you have a small C instead of a big C. And the program doesn't work. So yeah, so you understand that you have a time strain. So okay, so now inside the app you're going to call the clock, which you will create, but you can already import it. You can import it. I mean, basically, as you've done in the homework, right? Import the clock and call it in the return.
Yeah, this is. No. It's a name.
And for components, we all have big letters. I would start with
like inside the component that we are, I have to put a function, but
The set interval doesn't take a variable, it takes a function. The interval. So you're giving it a variable. You should give a function, but you
yeah, you call it, you people figure out how to do the updates all the time. Yeah. Remember the case sensitivity, right? Case sensitivity.
capital C.
Exactly. Because
Yeah.
okay. So we were rendering it now.
State.
Okay.
You need to have the state.
Go back
Go back.
to exactly. And then you need to create another.
So the
function, remember if you are going to want to call a component, you need to import component also. Otherwise, you can just have React dot component.
Because that's where you basically saying the
No,
components.
like I use the term.
You need to initialize.
So you're creating a class as you did before. You have a short set import. And that class, how it's going to be called?
You can go with this.
Exactly. Very good. Yeah. And then,
So you scroll up. So then, all you do is you know how the structure looks like.
then what is this component going to return?
We can display, for example,
This is in your
Span, whatever. You have it in span. You could have it in whatever you want. Div. Yeah.
so you can see.
So the HTML element is you expand or whatever. It can be a div, can be a span, or it can be whatever.
But did you create a big one stuff? So you should create a big book. Just
Can you pass the
good indentation would be you tend to do something like this. That's how you do it. Yeah.
and then here you're going to have actually nothing to space.
So the idea is like you have your GitHub, you create a new project.
You can just have here the
Oh, you already created one.
you're going to render the prompt and you're going to pass it by. So to render
Yeah,
variable
because you didn't push.
for
So
JavaScript,
you need to add like
what do you need to have there?
remote means like where you want to push.
Exactly.
So you say
Precise
for
curly bracket.
and you go
Exactly. Curly bracket.
to your
So here you're going to render the clock that you're going to pass in the app to the clock. So
what is your
actually this component.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So this is the clock one, where you're going to be rendering what is the clock one. So here you're going to have an initial state, and you're going to increment on that state so that you can have the time counting up. So the initial state, like we did before, it's the time now, right? So here in the initial state, here's where you're going to define. You can call it whatever. I mean, it should be time or something like that, or hours, and then, yeah, the way to have it in JavaScript, you have this new instruction and new time, new date, exactly. And you need to kind of parse it as exactly. So you need to put it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, yeah, but you need to get okay, yeah, that's fine. The last thing to do is just make sure that this is
Can I create a new
okay, now this is fine. It's fine. Yeah, okay. So, no, it's okay. It's just so then here you're going to render the service.
this will be nothing. Now we will create it.
So if you see the IntelliSense,
You say get out
did you see the IntelliSense?
and you say
So
add
it's telling you
Like
time.
everything
Yeah,
you do.
exactly. So sometimes it autocompletes for you, so you just can use that instead of writing everything.
Okay.
Okay.
And you say get
So now if you go back, you can save this.
See
Save
what-
this one. So now you go to the app, you can close this one by the way.
and you want to say it's not true.
So here you need to pass. You can remove the state, for example. And you can pass the clock. Well, actually, you don't need to pass anything. Actually, here you could just have a functional component. We can leave it like this now. So here you don't need to pass anything. This is basically ready to go. So if you go back to the clock, so now if you remember there was another function, right? Another method under the first before the random. So it's a method. There are actually two methods where you're going to define and handle all the logic regarding incrementing the number. So the first one, this one, the second on the top. Exactly. So there, we were using a set interval, exactly. That's the second. No. Yeah, it has to be curved.
Also, you know,
Sorry.
use set state. Don't use the here. Don't assign state. Use set state instead. It's just state the interval. That's yeah. When you say complete, yeah, but the one thing you need this in component one, so you actually it's better to say that in the context. So you say this, etc. So it should be in the context, okay? But this is decided. This dot set state,
Yeah.
and you call the function, and you give it an object. You call this
And you
set
put
state.
everything inside here.
I call this.
Yeah. You put the code,
Oh,
so the code that you're going to execute, and then after there you put the time, so it will be 1000 milliseconds, which is 1 second. And there you just basically set the state.
No. Did I just say time?
yeah. You give,
An
it's like an
object.
object. You give an object with the property, so you can override the original.
Remember how to set the state, right?
Can,
You wanna
can I
override?
get just this?
Remember how to set the state?
Yeah, you override this one.
With time?
With what do you want? You can put 5, 6, the value, the new
So
value.
it's a
that you
function.
want. What do you want as a new value? The new data.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
It's a
But can I
function
get this time?
No, you don't need
It's
this
a
time.
function
You just need the new
that
value.
is part
Yeah, but
of
it's,
this
uh,
class.
it's a function. You know, I said like
Yeah,
this, but
is a function that's part of this class. So exactly, you need to
What do you mean
use
by
this
this
one,
time?
and
set
this
state,
one.
and
It's not
inside
this here, right?
But you don't want to kind
inside
of keep the time
you
the
have
same.
an object
Put
which
on
is
the
the
date.
state.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter to refer to the
So
object.
the object is
You understand what I'm saying? You just want the time
curly
here.
brackets. You
So
do
this
curly brackets,
object
which
will override
that's
this object.
the state.
So you want to put the new
Exactly.
value here.
And then inside the state object,
Yeah, it's a date.
you can set
But how
You
can I
can
get
set
this one instead of
a key
or
that is
yeah.
part already of the
But
state.
you don't need. Do you need this one now?
In this
No.
case, the key is the time.
If you want to
I
get
need
it,
time,
if you want to update it, you say just time.
set it to something.
equals time?
Not equals, just time. Like it's an object.
Yeah, it's
This
an
object will update this object. Like React will try to merge these two, and he
No,
will
we
say
don't
the
need
time
to-
here it will override time here.
Yeah.
It's like when you say
I mean,
if you have like the same object and two properties is the same object. The second one will win. It will override this one.
what is it?
And this time will override the first time.
Okay.
Two dots, no, dots. The two, like this, time.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you have always have like this. So now what you can do is you can get the date from now.
Are you-
The date, if you get the date from
But-
now, and
Fine, you
run
can
this
still like
every second to get the date from now every second.
because you don't need to
So it will
really
update to the current time every second. So basically, the only thing you need to get is the date from now. For example, exactly like that.
Yeah, set state. Set state. Okay. Can you see this interesting problem? The what?
is using function, so the distance is referred to
Yes, yeah.
the function.
Because the context.
So no, just keep it. You're not wrong. Keep it. You're correct. This is just really not a problem. So this here is not referring to the class. It's referring to something else. We can discuss that in details, but actually, I'm leaving on in the homework actually to read about it. Okay. So what you can do now actually is to use an arrow function.
Yes.
Preferably use an arrow
There
function.
is
Everywhere.
arrow.
So just use an arrow function.
It says how expected.
Mm-hmm.
Probably this
Calculate.
Okay. Okay. First of all.
You don't need to previously stop the scene. It will update automatically. Yeah, it updates automatically. Just say what was in the
In this case, we have
Yeah.
something called.
So now it's working. That's problem is not really. The only thing can you just go back. You have a problem in saying that.
The problem is we did.
Yeah. So you are putting
specified
you are putting an object in the state or something in the state. You don't do that. You put an object in the
So-
state.
So that
And
you don't get
object
the
is
same problem that he's getting.
You understand what I'm saying?
recommend-
You don't put like an value straight away in the
Yeah,
state.
okay.
The state
No,
will contain an object, and that object
The-
maybe
the-
can contain time or
the-
contain something.
No.
So just put
The-
name time.
No, it's not.
So you will have an object.
No, you need to
No,
look
inside
inside.
that. You will assign something to
like
it.
Another
You
one
have object.
what equal of this and the other one. Okay, yeah,
No, keep it. You copy it. Copy it.
And
Copy it until the end.
how do you copy? Control C.
Yeah.
Delete it. Yeah, you put it. And you say like.
Now we need an arrow. Okay. So this is a function which was the actual value.
No,
This
an
no
object.
works according with it. So just save it.
Yeah.
And,
So here
now
actually,
we need
you
to
can
run this.
decide what you want to do. So let's say we want time.
We have been installed
The two
for
ones.
those working
No.
Two dots. It's like here. Like here. Like let's say the two dots when you define people.
Oh,
Now the state will contain object, and that object has a key that
Yeah,
contains the
yeah,
value.
yeah.
You will update the key here every time.
We do this. NPM.
Go back.
No.
Refresh. So the state is updated actually. Okay, go back. This dot state.
Create a then now you need to have a package JSON file. You can just copy the ones that you have in where you have
Can you close like all your Chrome instances? I'm not really
now it's
confused.
just yeah exactly you can copy it.
I don't know which one I'm navigating. Just Chrome, close Chrome. So,
JSON copy you enable something else. You block
what about you have to close it?
exactly. How you save it? Control X.
It is English.
Oh, no, okay, just close it. mount models. Yeah. Yes, we need to have it. Yeah, we are going to install it now.
Yeah, sometimes it's just like strange issues happen between the server cache and stuff. Just try to read it again and try to kind of restructure all this stuff. So it's not.
I'm just trying to read up. What? I'm just trying to read up on states. Don't understand state yet. So I'm still exactly where we left off. I found this website. React site.
Yeah, actually, this is the symbol that we're using. You can see.
Yeah, that's why I started going through there to find a little bit extra information on states. I don't understand what the purpose of a state is.
Okay, so basically, like if you want your component to store something and to kind of change or rerender when that thing changes.
Yeah.
Let's say we have like a clock, and each second we have this. So like each time we have like each second actually we have new date.
Yes.
Okay.
A new date
So-
represents a new state.
No, a new date is just like a new kind of value of the date.
Okay.
But you want to shape the date into the browser. You want to display it.
Mhm.
So you want to react to update when something will update.
Mm-hmm.
This is the purpose of this thing. Say it's something that React watches for changes, and if it's changed, React will rerun.
Okay. So
Because any other variable, if we change, React will not rerun. We chose in the first example the date. Remember, the date was like updating using Sentinel.
Yeah.
yeah.
The date inside React didn't really change
Mhm.
because React doesn't know what to watch and what to run.
No, you need to.
So React will check it. State is something reactive. So we actually React will react to it.
Yes.
Something happened to it.
Yes.
This is the purpose of state.
Okay,
you want-
Okay. So
When you
we
change
give
the state-
initial state,
Hmm?
we give our component an initial state.
Yes? And if we
Okay.
change that state, the view will change.
The view being the window.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other place you can also do the surface.
Okay. And
No, it's just
So,
basically
where
create
was
record
state
is a boilerplate design. It's kind of
So what's the initial
easy
state
way
you give
to
it? Does it have a-
create an app.
does it have a dormant
You can use
state?
It creates
You cannot,
basic
you can
scripts
like
in
not put
in
in
some
initial
kind of
state. But for example, for the counter, the initial state is the current lifetime. When you give arguments,
and
but sometimes it doesn't
commands
make
and runs
sense. Sometimes it
locally.
makes sense. Yeah.
It's the
But
easiest
generally,
way.
you can just
When-
put like an initial state like end of
When
line.
you
Why does it keep saying state is exactly like props?
Because
The
easy
way you
ways
explain
to use it.
everywhere, not everywhere, but a couple places I've read they keep saying state is just like props.
No, props actually it's something you receive from your parent.
Yeah, that's what that's how I
But
understood
state
props.
is something you hold inside it.
Yes.
Inside you, and you
It's a
have
state.
Yeah, you don't own the props because someone else will give it to you. But you
then
own your
it
state.
change. Yes.
You can change the state like this.
Okay. So then to insert our state, I don't have anything to follow on the screen, so
You can just go back and try to do the exercise in the sense of
that's what I'm trying to do.
one thing to render it's inside the constructor. Like, to put it up something.
you can
You run the function. It's a separate method. It's something that should be inside the constructor.
Okay.
and if you
Yeah.
need the sources.
I'm gonna go put it there.
So now,
No, it's
when it
always
finishes installing, it should be
But
possible.
like here, I always have my,
scripts.
I've always the courses, online courses. They always have to
When it
render
does
it
it
inside
like
there.
full structure, you
Yeah,
can
but
use
what I'm
some
saying is
big
like
script,
here
which then you can call.
you are putting a method inside another one that doesn't make any sense. Understand what I'm saying?
Oh, this constructor.
It's
Okay.
constructor and inside it there is a method.
Yeah.
The method should be in the top level. Should be class and a lot of methods.
Okay.
Not class method inside another method. That doesn't make sense.
And then every
Okay.
time I have to.
So how do I give
every
the
time we
components
want
a
to use
state?
project?
No, you can just keep your
That's the way.
just take keep the constructor.
Yeah.
Just keep
You
the
start a
constructor.
new project from the
Okay.
beginning.
No, no,
you
keep
don't
it.
have to confuse it.
Just take the render. Copy the render. Yeah. Until there. No, not in the no. What's up? Yeah. And put it outside.
Okay, I see what you mean.
And you can close the curve. No, close the curve. So. Yeah. But now you just need to get out of the purposes.
You good?
I'm not.
How are you?
Can you try and run this? Oh, just a second. Here,
Okay,
is that
so
already.
Now
So you need to close it.
we need to
Instead of
check where you are. You need to go into my clock.
Are you running actually?
Install. First you need to install it.
Okay, so my question is, where do we put the,
Probably
where do we put the state in this case?
if you do it.
Not yeah. So can we? Yeah. So here you say this dot state,
Mm-hmm.
and you put your initial state on it.
And the state, is it a string, is it an interval?
Generally, it's an object. That
Okay.
object will contain what you want. If you want string, you create object and inside it string.
Okay.
So you don't assign a string straight away to the state. State is an object.
Okay.
And inside it you can have, for example, first name, last name, and the object, an array, whatever you want.
Okay.
You can have to-do items inside the state, whatever you want.
And so then how does it recognize an object? If an object's being a state.
Okay, so for example, you are asking if you have, you have like, let's say you have a name here, and the name is an object. So you say first, this for example. We are putting an object inside the state.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah. So we can put anything. What your question was like?
How does it recognize? Okay, so a state being a condition of existence. How does it recognize that an object? Where does where does React recognize this object? Like, so what's the next logical function of the state? Like where does not function step? What's the next logical step?
Yeah. So you have the initial state, and that state you can consume it, and you can update it. And when you update it, everywhere where you consume the state, it will update automatically. So you have the initial state. You display it. If you alter this initial state, the display will
What you did is
So
because
it's not even a state like in the sense of being
it's
where
overreads,
it's semantic.
overrides,
yeah,
overrides,
it's not really a
overrides.
state. It's like what I mean by state. It's like you are kind of
characteristic.
kind of, but it's still state because you are reacting to it. It's your state. For example, I can say, what's the time now? The time inside the component, it's the state of the component.
Okay.
And it will get updated every 1 second. So it's your state.
Yeah, what you need to do is basically what you do.
Okay,
Right?
Is it like
Recording the clock.
state? So instead of putting object here, you will put time.
And so when React picks up this time,
You can put time, you can say new
I will come back.
date.
See. So.
okay, so when React sees that this time is changed, this new date is changed.
Yeah. Here you are returning this return inside P, but it's
Yeah,
H
you can do it
for
like this. No, the thing is that this doesn't exist. Where is this? This doesn't exist, right? This doesn't exist anywhere. You're not setting the initial state. You should do this.
This is the time.
No, you can do this here, but then you will have a stateful. You can. It's better if you just do it in the clock.
and you put it inside P.
Okay, so
Yeah.
then that's it. Then
So this
what else do you need to do?
counter,
I don't
this
know.
counter.
Of course you know. Of course you know. You're importing it. What do you need to do?
So
You don't
So in
express
this
anything
case,
here.
the way you're reading it
Because
now is exactly like a problem.
The component is stateful.
That's
It
it.
has a state. So each man is managing its state.
from the
The
component.
state is here.
Where are you displaying
Declaring it.
Are you displaying the component?
It was right here. We had it as
So,
hello.
let's
Or what was
Check now. See what's
Oh,
happening.
okay.
It should display right below that
Yeah,
style.
you know why it's not displaying like that?
Because I fucked
It's
it up.
not,
No, because
it's not
it's
good.
You cannot really display
It's
an
not
object.
good.
So maybe you can say, if you, for example, say, if you say here, any random shit,
Yeah, you have already taken. Yes, running an report.
It would have to be a string, wouldn't it? Otherwise it's going to be in the console.
Yeah.
it's a string.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, you should use. No, that's fine. You should use not data string, but days. Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
Time, not time,
you are
not
referring
date,
it to
time.
counter.
Local
So
date
either you
time.
change this, you can
I
put
think
this
it's time. I can check.
You can put this here. So you are referring to this there.
Local date.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh,
It's like this dot state, it's an object,
Yeah.
and you are trying to access the key
And then
counter,
says
but it doesn't
date.
exist.
No,
You need to either rename this counter or this.
Can you put the current? Yeah.
You know, it's like an object. When you say like object, dot first name, object dot last name. And here there is time. So you access the time inside the object. Like state, it's not really
But
fancy.
you're using the
Just
date,
simple.
not date, it's time.
Okay.
But this object has like
Local
property
date
that when
and
it's
time
updated,
between, I think.
we have
It's
to
time.
render because of that.
When it's updated, when state is updated, it will re-render.
Yeah, but
You
state
use the time, right?
there is nothing to
You use
it.
the
It just tells
time.
just
Yeah, exactly, it's the time.
Okay. What's the advantage of using state that's like props?
Yeah, because props you cannot hold it. You cannot react to.
See magic.
Yeah.
Okay.
If someone passes you a date which is like today, you cannot say change the date.
Okay,
But
okay.
instead state I control it. It's in my component inside my data control. But prop someone will give it to me from outside. So I
Okay.
cannot really like change that.
It's something I'm gonna have to play around with a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
In my free time.
Of course.
I've never even seen state before.
Small c. Classes with a small c. And keep in mind that you can have it like this, or you can just have it, which is better with less code. Less code is normally better. Less bugs, less code, less bugs. How do you do the code rest? Okay. Then
Is
here,
everyone having
so then here you have that. Then you can just, oh no, this is a, no, it doesn't have a dot. So new is a reserved word,
So now for example we have this.
but
And
it
issue.
doesn't have a dot on it.
And whenever you change this, you make it anything.
And you see like time, no, time is with a B.
We have to,
The thing about programming is that
so this is the purpose of state.
programming
It's
is
a piece of information
case
you
sensitive
control inside.
Okay.
It's not someone giving it to you.
thing.
It's not another component
So
that it's rendering me and giving me
The
text.
fact that you
It's
have
something I can control.
one letter
So if state changes, it
and
automatically
small when it
re-renders.
should be big, it destroys your whole program.
Yeah.
So that's something that you always
And
need to
instead of
think
having time, instead of having string here,
about.
you actually say
Another thing is
new
this.
date.
This doesn't exist. I mean, it doesn't exist, but
Because
because
it's changing.
like we mentioned, right?
Because new
How do
date is
you
always
set
changing.
state?
No, new date is an object. I want because
How do you
date
set
is like
state?
object
Actually,
with properties and stuff inside it. To local time, it will convert it to readable like. It will
Because
convert it to
we
something
talked
like before.
setting the state.
This is the whole purpose of this level.
Set
Is to
state, but
convert
no.
the date into readable
Exactly.
date.
Okay.
Depending on your, if you are in the US, it will be displayed US standard. So this display. But that's not really something you should care about.
And no.
So now,
it's a function. Set
You have
state
this
is
of
a
state, and you are
function.
rendering
By
it.
being a function has
The
to
next
be-
thing is you should use the component did not, and inside component did not,
But
you
But-
use
but
the
you-
set
you're
interval to
not-
update
so you set
this
this
list of state.
you set
And we have to
state
automatically change it.
inside the interval.
Okay.
You understand a little bit now?
You said
Yeah, it's coming along.
Inside
Like
the interval.
it's really
And
something
the
that I have to
interval
kind
is
of tackle on
going
my
to be-
Yeah, of course,
side.
but we are trying, this is why, you also have time now to do that.
Inside.
So what you are missing now
Inside something.
is like keep updating the state.
Where should it be inside?
So you will implement component did not,
You don't
Yeah.
have to.
And inside it, you will
Because
have
you're not using the
props.
props actually in this component. You don't use the props. So I mean, most of the props. So there is this function that we, the method that we talked about before.
Working well. State props and stuff.
Right?
Working well.
Exactly. Component in mount. That's a function. Yeah. Which is here. And here you have the color brackets.
Yeah, it worked.
And is inside
Right,
this
right,
that you're going to
all
set the
right.
interval. So you need to copy the interval and set it. I'll write it down. Write it down, copy it as you prefer. Okay. So then the set interval is a function. So because it's a function, it finishes here. So exactly. Okay, now you have a set interval, date. Okay. This doesn't exist, right? I mean, we need to define this. What is this? What you want to do here, right? You want to set the state here because this is what's going to make your render, which is a function.
Can we set also, since for example,
And then inside, you're going to set the time key, which is this one, is a key
Yeah, actually,
inside the state object.
The date.
You're going to set the key
It's an object.
to the new
So you
value.
can you can say like date
Exactly. That's, yeah.
dot date day.
And remove the rest. All of that. Yeah, only that. No, not one out.
You can see.
Because that's, yeah. Yes,
But the problem it will be
It's a
always
function.
the same date.
there is a function.
So you can say here. You do the same thing.
Right. So you have this set state function. Here. So, and then you need what else do you need in the class? No,
If you want to
yes,
return two
class.
things, you always return that. If you want to return two things, you put them inside the date and you
What you going what?
insert the
So,
yeah. So for you
yes,
cannot return
no, component will unmount. You also need
if
that.
you want to return two things. So you,
But
you
before
can
that,
actually
you need
have one bigger
Also the render function, right?
So I can put, for example,
So you
you
eat
can,
render
you
function.
can say so I will delete
So
this.
render, yes,
If
is
you
a
want to
function.
if you want to render two diffs, it's better to do this.
Okay, it has curly brackets, has anything, yeah, exactly. And there you're going to return,
You close the div.
exactly. So there you return, for example, a div
The
or
div,
whatever you want.
So when you want to
And
return
with
two,
whatever
you put them inside,
HTML
put them
element
inside.
which you will
So now
display
you
the
say
state.
like 0 because it's like it's different, but you can see here.
So yeah, the thing is, you can basically you can copy this to the block, because this is what you're going to display. No, the whole thing, the div. Okay, cut from there, remove it from there.
Still it's 0 because it's like
No, it's fine. Okay.
you know,
You need to be, it needs to be contained in one element.
so the first day,
So you're going to put it in a div element.
But there's a lot of interesting like methods here that time it's a concept. For example, like one prediction number.
Okay.
Okay.
Check the indentation. I mean, it's
How to
important
display the date,
coding
it's
of
up
that
to you.
indentation
But
is
the date is changing. It's good. You know what I mean?
and this, what you're going to put here.
You can, for example, like take specific, I don't know, take specific date from the day, or have month, or have it displaying just the day and the month without the year, stuff stuff like that. But we
So,
have the object and
what we're doing here, we are
you got the
setting an interval and setting the state, right, every second. And now we want to show that state, how you show the state. You had it before, right? So it's, first of all, it's a property of the class. So it's this. No, not props, because it's the state. And it's
Zero is
every JavaScript logic needs to be inside the curly brackets. Keep that in mind.
Saturday, I think so. Sunday. 0. Monday is 1. That's like Saturday. You can see it if you want to
Exactly.
play with the time.
Dot. Right? Dot what? What are we setting? What are we setting? Yeah. Exactly. You're setting the time. That's it. Sorry? No, you don't, because you're setting it here every second. So here you just need to show it. So if you save that, now you have our user. No, now you're doing.
Yeah, it should be like an instruction.
The best way is to see what. So this is there.
Can you check the
You have it here, corner, you have the render. So you don't need these two. And now it's not complete. Okay, save it. So now if you go to the app, app.js, no app.js. So now what are you missing here? What do you think you're missing here? You're missing something. I can tell you that. Sorry? Not props. What do you need a prop? So what have we been doing? We've been working here in the clock, right? Yeah. So what have we been doing? We've been creating a class, which actually we're missing something here. No. We also miss that. Yes, for now it's, we're missing we need to export the class, right? Sorry, just click on the class. You can have it at the end of the file, or you can have it here also, before the class, as you prefer. No, it's the same name then. No? Yeah, this class should be named. No, wait.
I was going
Well, what is the problem?
You can add the video somewhere. With videos.
Right? File, block.
Okay, I will add them.
Talk.
Yeah, I will add them now.
Remember the case sensitive.
I will go home watch them. They are very easy.
No.
Do you know any better like resource for beginners?
Yeah.
This teacher
Except that one?
Okay, DC.
without the complication.
Do you know any resource like for? So the thing, so we have the homeworks. I have also like reading exercises.
Anything from him is easy.
So this is like binding because it's fucking big shit in the errors. So I have like extra reading. So I will link to the PC docs like that one. Do you have any good,
No, not
beginners friendly?
I try to
Finding
avoid
the
using
teachers
What are you
what they are
now with
because
the
they are others.
error from
Okay, so you have to
Yeah.
say what you're recording.
But Exit, I think, would have some.
really good section on React as well.
Yeah, but I don't think actually is there any
What?
mention of Exit at
I'm
all.
not visual learner.
Yeah, but do both.
So in the whole,
No, you have to see
Curriculum?
where you are.
yeah,
So you are here, the clock.
I don't think so.
I'm doing
Okay, so
the
then
Linda.
you're right, yeah.
They have essential training now.
That depends where
and it
component
doesn't mention Exit at all.
No.
here. it's
So,
the one name it app. Because
I will
it's-
edit in place. So should I add it to the reading exercise?
And now you need to call it.
No.
Right.
Watch them all or die.
What?
Watch them all or die.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because it's not being used.
Not complex.
It says the clock is declared, but its value is never read. It means that it's not used. It's not being used. So we need to use it. Right?
Are you going to the tech festival?
this
We
big
need to
festival next month.
Yeah,
Just use it.
we'll be there the first couple of days,
Just use it, I mean,
and then I have to leave to go to India.
India.
Yeah,
before you're gonna
Wow.
I'm going to New Delhi. Yeah, I'm also
You are
pretty
using
excited.
And it's very exciting.
Yeah,
First time.
yeah, you haven't been to Asia at all.
At all.
No,
Yeah.
So here we are
So,
using the app.
and I'm going to attend a lot of the meetups. Because I know
Now,
one
here
person
we
there
want to use
that
the
organizes Jaws.
So you need to use it the
Cool.
same way you're
Yeah.
using the app.
But you know them just online.
First, I just wrote to them
Or
1 year
you
ago
need to call it.
because I wanted to make like friend groups, like friend meetup groups, and then I met her in Berlin when she was also at a conference, and then yeah, I thought like, okay, now I need to go to India.
So if
Now I
you
have an experience.
now,
How much time would you spend there? Like a week?
2 weeks. Yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah. But it's also like, but I don't know how rich he thinks I am. But like, then I was like, where do you suggest us to live? And then she only sent me 5-star hotels.
I mean, your
No,
dad
like,
is going
you're
to
coming,
Asia.
you're coming from Denmark.
Yeah, your dad is going to Asia.
What do you expect? You're coming.
Yeah, but the currency exchange.
Yeah, but like a 5-star hotel, it's still like
Let's
13,
go for
14,
Airbnb or something.
Anytime you're in that part of the world, if you're white, people just think you're the richest.
Yeah.
I come from the ghetto back home. You're rich. You're white.
it must be like 1,400 crowns a night, no problem for you maybe.
Don't trust the taxi drivers over there. Apparently they drive you in circles. Yeah. If you don't know where you're
So
going.
put a timer on your
Yeah.
investing.
you could have a component, so you can just call it out.
If you have friends there, it would be
Yeah.
So that is like this, what you need.
You will have fun.
I'm not so afraid to just go, because it would be fun to do it.
So,
But I think it's even more fun if you know somebody.
I wouldn't go by myself. I don't know anyone. Especially like Delhi or the
Big cities.
Everyone is good.
Matthew.
You're not good.
Yeah. I'm not good. I'm gonna go home and do it by myself.
She's googling a poison without pain.
Sorry.
Can you get back?
I haven't done anything further. I'm still trying to go through the.
Do you have the logo?
I'm still trying to understand the theory behind it.
Yeah. That's it.
So it's like set the interval and stuff. I can do all that, but it doesn't do much for me if I don't understand the theory behind it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, fine, yeah. Okay, so the only thing you need actually.
Man, you're not good.
Okay, you also have to have. You need to do the. What is
Sorry,
now?
I don't know what's the
Will.
problem now.
It's component will and mount.
Will.
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 Unmount with a big U. Unmount.
I've posted this picture so you can actually follow it.
So you just need to have that.
Why it's saying like I didn't use the timer? I didn't.
Back.
That's in Slack.
No, but now.
Yeah. So mounting,
No,
Timer ID is assigned.
mounting, constructor first,
So I
render.
signed the value,
After that,
but it says I never used it.
whatever component did not.
No, because
So
it's
constructor,
not like you-
render,
not
component
assigning-
did not.
assigning to a variable, not
And for the
assigning
unmounting,
as a property.
it will call component will unmount. Updating part we can cover it actually next. So this is when you call set state. When you call set state or you get new props, you will
No.
It worked.
get by the component did update instead of component did mount.
Okay.
Because now it's not mounting, it's updating.
Today I just understand the messages of Facebook. Like they have a template like empty messages and they mount them. It's very fast. You don't even think about it. Like they work it like that.
One thing.
What is the?
So we have state here, for example. Can I continue?
Yeah.
There is like some because like we have just almost 15 minutes until 4.
Oh, in the end of
We have 15 minutes until 4. We will try to kind of ended. So I will try to explain the homework. So last homework was fairly easy. Everyone agrees about that. The last homework. This time we have some work to do. Okay? Yes. Now it's properly React. So you will actually build a to-do list. So it's the same as the to-do list from the last time, but actually you will have like a checkbox here. Oh. What? Like I did today, but the checkbox actually when you will actually check it here, there will be a line through. In CSS, you know line through. So you will so I can do it easily. I can, for example, say. I will create new CSS file really fast. Style.css. I will import it in my index, like everyone does. Okay, import style. Style.css. Yes, it works. So here in the CSS, for example, I can have a class completed. And completed, it's just a class, and it will say it's like, what's the property for the line back file?
The what?
The property for the line through.
Text transform.
Yeah, text transform. Yes, text transform.
Oh, good one.
Oh, we have CSS hero here. We have CSS.
It's actually, I think it's text decoration, but I'm not sure. Or it's transform or decoration?
No, text decoration.
Decoration. Because transform.
This is the CSS hero. Fake one.
No, what you're very
No.
You're all very fickle.
This is the new CSS hero.
No.
So we have like completed. And we can say here, for example, like class name. You remember class name? Just
class won't work.
No, you say class name. Because class is already reserved by the class here. So they transfer to class name. Okay? And you say, for example,
So
complete.
it won't work. It won't work. Just
Works that?
And there will be a line through. Okay? I can say, for example, here, I can have a variable, const, completed. Yes. I can pass a variable here, for example, completed. And I will say true. And I will say here, for example, so in clog, I have access to this.props.completed. And it will be true because of here. Okay? So I can say here, for example, I can say like this. I can say completed this dot props dot completed. If it's completed, you remember the ternary operator? Everyone remember it? From JavaScript, if it is true, it will run this. Yeah. So if we will say like this, if this is true, it will run this, otherwise it will run this.
Yes.
Everyone remember this?
Yeah.
So if completed is true, we will render completed. If it's not true, we'll just an empty string, which is an empty class, kind of. So we can say here, it's completed. So if I will transform this to false, it will not be line true. So I'm applying a CSS class conditionally. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like based on props, or based on state, or based on anything. This could be this.state.time. Anything you can put here, literally. It's a variable. Okay?
So I name that class conditional.
Yes. So you can actually have like dynamic stuff. For example, in Facebook, when you focus on the tab, it will be blue. When you leave it, it will not be blue. Another one will be blue. You can see how they are doing that?
CSS.
Yeah, but they are applying conditionally. If you are like they see which tab you are currently in it,
Yeah.
and they will apply the class conditionally. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you can even render conditionally. So you can say here, for example, here.
So in the class name we can write also JavaScript code with kind.
Sorry, I couldn't understand.
In the class name we can write also JavaScript code with parameters.
Here? Yeah, but you should render a string. Like, it doesn't make any sense to put like JavaScript inside of class name. Like, you can put JavaScript here, but that will be super awkward. At the end, this is a class name, so you should put string on it, and not an object.
But can I put JavaScript here?
Yeah, but that JavaScript should return string. You should return. You can say, for example, I don't know, like you can be crazy and run a function here, but that function.
You already wrote the code, JavaScript code.
Would it work like 1 plus 1?
As long as you have a class in your CSS styles.
Yeah, but I'm putting it inside.
Yeah, but it's connected to the. So as long as at the end it will give you a class name which corresponds to a name of a class that you have in your CSS file, then it will work. If it doesn't, then you will not have the styling applied. I mean, it's about having the name of the class because it's related to some
Let's say I
styling
will.
rules.
Yeah,
that you
let's
have
say
in CSS.
let's say we will follow him, and let's say we will render 1, 2, 3. Okay, or a new class. That will not really work. That will work, but you can see here. I will flip it to true. I will flip this to true. Now the class will be new class, but I don't have any style for new class. It doesn't matter. Now I return the new class, but what's the purpose of returning new class now? I need to return something that is meaningful for my CSS. You get the idea?
A good way is this. I mean, here you can see that there's no styles applied to that class.
Yeah. Because I don't have any new class in my CSS. So I've put completed here. I can say line, and go to my CSS and name this line. Make sense? It's about having like proper naming. Now it's line, because I have this in CSS.
As a developers, web developers, you guys need also to get used to the dev tools
Console, yeah.
in the browser. And here you can see the classes that are applied and which styles are, and it's important also. Quite important.
Okay. One more thing, you can actually render conditionally. So you can say completed. You can say the same thing. If it's completed, you do the same syntax. If it's completed, you say it's done. If it's not, still in progress. Yeah, sorry, it's this.props.completed. Okay? Because completed doesn't exist. So it's done now. If I will flip this to false, it will be in progress. So I'm even rendering dynamically. Does it make a little bit of sense? So let's say I have a list of to-dos. And if I will have the, list of to-dos is an array. And if the array has like items, so the length of the array is more than 0, if it's 1 or 2, I will render the list. Else I will render there is no items in the array. You understand how it can like work? Let's say I have like a...
Can't we do everything without React? Like with jQuery or JavaScript?
No, he's giving up. Like, I don't want to do React.
No, I mean, there is so many things you can do them in jQuery.
Well, like, there is people still doing jQuery and stuff, but like,
faster.
it's not faster. It's more about like the architecture of your application.
But try to do it first, maybe.
We did
We
did that actually. We converted like jQuery application to React application. You remember last time we had a big HTML, big JS, big and it was really complex actually. Just to update the counter, you need to go through all your JavaScript. But here we have really like scoped and like really small components. So if I want to change the, let's now like we have been working with the clock. We didn't touch any other code. We've been just touching the clock. But if you are working in a jQuery application, every time you need to go through the code. Even if your code is like organized in like modules and stuff, but still you will not get like 100% abstraction. But here we are just working on the counter.
But you can do research on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can do something like
No. jQuery application versus React application.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's really important. So let's continue through the homework.
It's completed.
Yeah. So initially you will have like a list that has 3 items on it. So this should be in the state.
Yeah.
You will put this on the state.
We
So-
will create this array.
So in your state you will have items, and items will be, for example, an array
Yeah.
that has 3. Okay. And you will display the items here, and next to each item there is a checkbox. When you check it, you will flip this inside the state to false, true. So done false, done true. Depends on the checkbox.
So
You will do some research to to see how you work with the checkbox and how to monitor like the checkbox changes and stuff.
that's why if you click the box, checkbox.
Yeah.
And you go down.
Yeah.
So the first one, it's already checked.
Yeah, the first one is already checked because it's true.
Yeah.
If it's when, for example, you check this will be false. True. You change it from false to true.
Initial state.
Yeah, the initial state is true here and it's checked here. The other ones are false and it's false here. It's not checked. So you will implement this. When you check one of these, you will change the this. So you will not like actually update the list item. The state should live in the list.
Yeah, now
Okay.
when it's done is true, then all the
Yeah.
boxes
Yeah.
checked.
And you have an input. So when you type text in the input here, and you click the add button, you will add a new item here. So you will actually append the new item to this list. Not you.
Yes.
Focus with us, please. You will actually update a new item, and you actually add a new item to the list. Make sense? Extra assignment. If you can actually implement the delete, so when you click this item, it will be deleted from here and from here, technically. This is extra. That will be so cool if you do it. Reading exercise.
And in 1 week, you
Yeah.
should be able to do
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's 1 week. So you talked about having a resource. You will send them resource about
I put
about
some
super
stuff on-
constructor.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. So it will be part of the homework to read his assignment. And there is 3 reading. You need to read about the disk because it's something we will actually encounter a lot. So there's like 3 articles here. Try to understand. Try to read them. And the last thing, this is a course by Egghead. I think it's free. If it's, I think so. I will just check something. Yeah, so it's free. You can play the full course.
Just I would like to say only 2 things. The first one is like, of course, if you guys want to become good at this, the homework is not enough. I mean, you guys have to try. Of course, I know everybody has their own life. I have my life. You have your life. But if you want to become good, you're probably going to have to try to manage your life in a way that you need to apply some more time to it. I mean, it's not enough to be here 4 hours and do this homework. It's not enough.
Yeah.
It's not enough. So you need to apply more time of your life into this. I mean, everything is online. You have YouTube. You have us if you need help on Slack and YouTube, and you have many. If you prefer to see videos, you have YouTube. If you prefer to read stuff, you can search on Google.
Yeah.
I mean, but you need to apply.
There is a
some
lot
more
of
time.
resources.
And one question. Today we kind of did it in a bit of a different way. We had some times for exercise. I don't know if you guys prefer it this way or prefer the other way. What is your input on that? To have some times for exercises.
I like exercise.
Yeah, the exercise.
So,
Okay.
so
So we will be,
Because
yeah,
we
we will
can
be
just
doing this.
watch it.
yeah, exactly. You can
Like
do
last time we got the idea of what's React, so it's
Mhm.
okay. But now it's good like
Sure.
we
Okay.
code.
So we will be doing it
Yeah, exactly.
this way from now. No. We'll give you more time. Okay? Everything is clear here. So you have this 3 to read, and please follow this course. Try to get the stuff from It's by Casey Dot. It's really good guy in the React community. He's really like famous, and he's doing a lot of patterns and shit. So, and he has really good way to explain stuff. So please watch it, read this, do your homework, and see you next week. Thank you for today.
Yeah, sure.